You got to go to bat for your guys or your gals. Got to go to bat for your friends. And when they're in a situation that you might be able to help them out a little bit and send out some messages, just a little reminder to some people, you do that. And I think that's a little piece of what Deshaun Watson was doing yesterday at his 7-on-7 camp. A lot of questions to Watson about the shoulder. Shockingly, everything's all right. It's what I want to hear. But a lot of questions about Amari Cooper. And it's been a discussion topic this week about where he stands with the Browns, maybe getting a little uneasy about not getting that contract done, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And to flip to the guards for a second, getting uneasy about a trade with the Guardians. We'll talk about that in a second. But yesterday, Watson was very clearly doing what he could to send the message about the importance of Amari Cooper. He spoke glowingly about them throwing to each other this offseason, the connection that we had. He used the word love, brotherhood, when it comes to Amari Cooper. That's Deshaun Watson doing everything that he can in that scenario to send a message, I need Amari Cooper here. I don't think the debate is really on with Browns fans about the need of Amari Cooper. I want Amari Cooper here. I think the Browns need Amari Cooper. You still got to figure out the right way to get this deal done to keep him happy, to potentially keep Deshaun Watson happy. Oh, wait, we got to talk Watson contract this morning. We'll get to that coming up as well. We'll recap what Watson had to say yesterday. So much football this morning. I've got the 5 biggest questions facing the Browns entering training camp from PFN. Hey, Ryan, I'll give you one guess what number 1 is.
Wait, I'm sorry. I was looking at
the 5 biggest unanswered questions for the Browns getting into training camp. Deshaun Watson's shoulder is number 1. Yeah. I think we should just strike that from there. Just not our horse, because he's living just fine. He's doing just great down there, getting ready to go. So we'll get to that. We've got the cornerback rankings. You and I were a little shocked about Denzel Ward. I've got NFL.com best players over the age of 30. Where is Amari Cooper on that list? We'll dabble in college football. I'm excited for this. Top 25 stadiums in college football. Where is Ohio Stadium? Rumblings that they could get a naming deal for Ohio Stadium. Don't do it. Please don't. We'll discuss that. We got to get to some guards. They're back in action tomorrow night. I'm not going to lie. I thought there might be some scuttlebutt or even a trade over these couple of days off, getting ready to go for the second half of the season. And I got a bad piece of information for you when it comes to the Guardians coming on out with a 4-game lead in the AL Central. We got time up, the bracket, the grid, morning update, our top 25 most accomplished players. Ryan, I'm excited not click on that. And our college football game giveaway. We'll remind everybody of that on a beautiful little fall feeling Thursday right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. Had a little fall bite to it this morning.
Yeah, I caved yesterday and I bought college football.
Oh, what do you mean you caved?
I didn't think I was going to buy it, to be honest, man.
How could you not buy it for me?
I think I was scarred of Madden, of buying it.
Don't look. Yeah, And I know there's that bundle out there that you can buy Madden with it. And somebody posted the Family Guy thing where he put Roadhouse on the thing, and he goes, well, can I throw this free Robin Williams DVD? And he goes, I don't want it. And he goes, sir, it's free. And he goes, if that touches Roadhouse, I'm bringing it back. Nobody wants Madden.
And also part of what I mean by caving was because I could have waited literally 2 days and saved $30.
How?
Because you have to buy the deluxe edition.
Yeah. Tonight, like literally at 11:59.
Yeah. The standard edition comes out.
Yeah, why didn't you just wait then? Did you play it last night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to play it because today's my short day at work.
Well, please tell me. What did you... And be honest. Don't make me... You're not going to make me feel bad if you're like, this is awesome. What'd you think?
I need to learn... It's different from Madden. Like, I still don't know. I need to go into practice mode, which that's my mistake. Because, like, I'm trying to like see what play I'm running, and like when you know how like you can hold L2 or whatever it is.
Yeah, and it shows up while you're looking at the defense.
It's not doing it for me, so I need to go figure out the differences between Madden. But I mean, it's cool. Like it's really cool seeing all the faces, the names, and like
any gamer.
I need to start my Road to Glory where you create your player. I haven't done that yet.
So you're doing a new Road to Glory. You're not going to do Dynasty.
I'm gonna do both. I just haven't started my Road to Glory. I started my Dynasty rebuilding my Bearcats.
There you go. There you go. Knew that was gonna happen. I mean, that's the fun thing about being a gamer and getting a new game, there's nuances. You got to figure out some stuff. You get on the grind, so to speak. I know there's people that have been grinding for a couple of days already. But
dude, have you been following that Bordeaux dude on Twitter?
No.
Do you know
What's
what
up with him?
about?
No.
I don't follow him, but he's all on my feed. He's just like started this like doing YouTube of like and picking his like he eliminated all these colleges to figure out who he's going to be his first dynasty, and like all these colleges are replying to him like pick me. So he's gained. I mean, I've looked at him. He was like 20,000 followers. Now he's like approaching 100,000. Yeah,
insane. I mean that there's viral things to go with that. Like I know everybody plays. I'm wondering, is anybody out there doing so when Call of Duty comes out? There's called a camo challenge, and you're supposed to do it. There's a guy that streams 24 hours a day until he finishes the camo. So I think it takes him like 6 days. He's not up for 6 days. Literally, the camera is on his bed while he's sleeping. And he has hundreds of people just watching him sleep to then get back up and keep playing Call of Duty for a week straight to knock it out. So I can only imagine there's somebody out there doing that, getting ready to go. You need a copy? You want a copy? We will announce our winner tomorrow. Go follow and retweet at Matt Fontana Show. You're going to win my copy of the game, whether it's PlayStation or Xbox, whichever you need. We're going to pick our winner tomorrow. We'll DM you. We'll get you the code. And I just need you to send me a screenshot of you playing the game, and I'll live vicariously through you.
Also, pick a day that you can. Well, you're going to have to adjust to my schedule, too. I'll bring in my PlayStation, and we'll stream it. I'll play you.
Do you just want to do it on the show?
Yeah, I mean, we can do that as well, too.
I mean, that could be, it's up to you. Like, what if we did a show, and I know we're getting into football season, all that. What if we did a special show?
That's fine.
And like the first hour we do our regular show, and the second hour you and I just play.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah, maybe do that. You let me know when you want to bring it in.
All right.
Although PlayStation controller, I've been on Xbox a long time, buddy. Long time. There's one right there.
I left it here.
Oh, that's yours?
Yeah, this is mine.
See, I got the paddles on mine on my Xbox, so I can
sweat.
I can't play claw anymore.
The PlayStation controller is so much better.
Well, that's why guys play claw on PlayStation. You cannot play claw on an Xbox. You'd be breaking your fingers. That's a special way on how you hold it.
Xbox released a Deadpool controller.
I know, I saw it with the Deadpool butt. Yeah, what is that?
I don't know.
I mean, they got the Deadpool's everywhere right now. I can't wait for that to come out. But yeah, I did see that controller. Don't really need that one. What I do need is a little update from Deshaun Watson. Got that yesterday. So Deshaun, I think this is his second one. I need to go back and look, but he's done 7-on-7 camps for some high schoolers, and it was yesterday. So you got a chance to talk to Deshaun Watson. And the first questions were surrounding his shoulder. And he gave thumbs up and he said, yeah, things are all good right there, ready to go. I think the most important thing, because we're going to talk Amari Cooper. There was a lot of questions to Watson about Amari Cooper. And the biggest thing for me was that he's been throwing with him pretty consistently this summer. And then they had a little camp last week in Florida where they brought some of the guys down. That's great. And just to start on that, that's the kind of stuff that I want to see out of a franchise quarterback, a leading quarterback on my team, right? All the other stuff with Watson aside, there's been nothing that I've ever questioned about his leadership or him as the quarterback of my team. Again, I know the off-the-field stuff. It's hard to not have that kind of sink into things. But as far as him as a leader and a captain, borderline on this team, there's no worry that I would have. So I'm excited that he's doing those kind of things. But Ryan, the biggest thing for me there is he's been throwing. This was not something that he threw for mandatory minicamp, and then they're like, all right, shut it down. It's he's out there throwing. Am I wrong for putting on without limitations? I mean, if he's out there just slinging around to these guys, I would imagine that there's no limitations what we needed getting into training camp. Well, can't have and I'm not saying that in training camp there still won't be days that they go, okay, we need to send down here and there. But it sounds like he's coming in.
Well, go back.
Good to go,
Go back a month ago, I think it was, almost approaching a month now. I forget who it was. Hopefully you remember. They said if you looked at Deshaun Watson, you wouldn't even know he was hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard Wyatt Teller say stuff like that. I've heard some of the other guys, and they're pumping their guy up, which is great. But
I saw on Twitter Wyatt Teller had some high praise of Deshaun.
He did, yeah, because he did an interview with.
He was talking about Mahomes comparison.
He did. He said he talked about Patty. And listen, they're teammates, and I appreciate him gassing him up. Like, that's fine. And Wyatt Teller has seen Patrick Mahomes several times play. There's, to talk about that for a second before we get into Cooper and Watson. There is in no way that Deshaun Watson's confidence is at a high level right now. It's impossible.
Yeah.
He's a human being. He could be one of the most mentally strong people. Self-doubt always creeps in, no matter what you do as a parent, whatever. Self-doubt inevitably will make its appearance. Now, what makes mentally strong people is how they deal with self-doubt or how they are able to overcome that. With Deshaun Watson, he has basically not played football. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's been 3 years, and he's played half a season, almost a little over a half a season. There has got to be some of that self-doubt in there. And he can throw all the livelong day. In practice and in these training camp things, that's not a game. And I know that Browns fans are doing the same thing. Browns fans have the same self-doubt about Deshaun Watson, right? And you want to grab onto the Baltimore game or you want to grab onto this game and what he did. And I'm all for that. But nothing will actually change until he gets into the game. Like, I almost picture this. I'm not saying it'll be the Dallas game. It'd be nice to be the Dallas game. Season opener, Tom Brady and crew up there. And Watson throws a missile, and he threads a needle, or he throws this out route. And I think I could just almost visualize the weight coming off, all right, man, we're back in this. Now, the issue that I thought Watson had last year was the pocket and feeling the pressure, evading the pressure. That is kind of maybe where the self-doubt will start to creep in. With all that being said, when Wyatt Teller's gassing him up, or his other team, good, do that. You've got no other choice. I don't want to sit there and be ripping apart little things like that. And we go to training camp and everybody will see the videos that get posted and you'll get drunk on those. There's fine. Trust me, I enjoy that stuff as much as anybody. But that's the thing that you're going to have to start hearing from the teammates to start almost building him back up. We worry about building him up physically. There's a confidence to be rebuilt with Deshaun Watson, no matter what. Like, again, there could be somebody that tell me right now, Matt, he's fine, he's good. He's a human being, man. It's impossible to not see how these last 3 years have gone for him to have a little self-doubt on if he can still do this. He's got to overcome that. He will not be a successful quarterback if he can't get the mental side of it right. And if he can't get back in there and get back into the flow. And I will also say there's another side of people that think that's too easy. Snap of the fingers. He'll be back. He's fine. I hope. But there's a flow that he's got to get back into. We'll start to see a little bit of a training camp, but there will be no answers until you kick things off against the Dallas Cowboys. There will be no answers. And even at that point, he looks rusty. I'm giving him all the time. I've said this before. I am not taking Deshaun Watson out of any game outside of injury until the wheels have fallen off and the dumpster on the train wreck has lit on fire. Like that, there is no area that I'm taking him out. You have got to find out this year what he is. And you'll get little samples of it. And even if he starts out great, just keep the consistency going. That's it. So there's the mental side of it, too, that we got to worry about with Watson. Now, back to Amari Cooper. So, shoulder's good. Questions were asked about Amari. And this is from Mary Kay Cabot. She was there yesterday. I saw Scott was there. A lot of people were at Watson's thing. And he was asked about Amari Cooper. Quote, "The connection's been awesome. Me and Amari, even with the other guys, it's not like he's missed a beat. Amari's always been there. We know what he can do. He's shown that. He's shown that over the offseason. The brotherhood, the love, the communication, none of that stuff has missed a beat." Again, he was asked about it because it is a big story. That's him giving the biggest vote of confidence that he can to Andrew Berry, saying, I need this guy here. I don't think Andrew Berry needed that, right? If you were to sit down with Andrew Berry and ask, do you want Amari Cooper on this team? The answer is unequivocally yes. But it's not that simple. This isn't EA college football. This isn't Madden where you just make trades and you just offer money and that stuff. There's repercussions to it. You got to make that money work. And the question is, who's going to blink? Both sides have a reason to. Both sides have a reason not to. Browns could be entrenched. Hey, man, this is the contract you signed. You're approaching 30. Browns, yeah, he's your second best offensive player probably, with Nick Chubb being on the shelf for right now. For Amari Cooper, hey, man, I mean everything to this offense. I am the second best player with Nick Chubb injured right now, but I am approaching 30, all those other kind of things. It's not so simple. You know, even as the money that Justin Jefferson got, and I'm assuming that there were tense negotiations, you knew you were getting that done. There was no question from the Vikings that eventually they would sign Justin Jefferson to some insane contract. I don't know if I have the same feeling with Amari Cooper. I think it's going to get done. I have a belief that it's going to be done, but it's not one of these that it's just no question at all that he's going to get his contract. So I think that was Watson sending a little message, trying to just remind Andrew Berry and the people, like, Amari Cooper means a lot to me. And again, who you got behind him, how you going to play this season out. You need to figure out about Watson. I'm not trying to take away a wide receiver from him, trying to find in a must-win type of season from that. I hope they get it done. But I just thought it was interesting that was about the best vote of confidence you can give to a guy saying, I basically need him here. And we know that.
To me, the whole age thing
is overblown.
I think it's super overblown. Like, I'm not erasing the fact that, yes, when players get older, they decline. That's just father time, right? But this is a dude who, like, these athletes take such good care of their bodies.
That's true, yeah.
And, like, he's not 40, he's 30. Like, he's still,
I'm a man.
He's obviously not in the prime of his career, although last year would tell you he might be in the prime of his career. He put up his best numbers. He put up his, like, career highs. That one game against Houston, 200 yards. I don't think that is that big of a deal. Even if you give him the 3-year, he stops being a Brown when he's 33. I think he's still going to be the best receiver on this team.
I hope so. Also, he did not unequivocally say he's completely cleared. To go back real quick about how I was talking about, I believe that he's got to be cleared full go for training camp. He didn't say that. He avoided revealing whether or not he's fully cleared. I would imagine it's the same thing. He's going to get days off. That's fine. You've got enough quarterbacks here. But I would imagine that the stuff that we saw in minicamp where he was taking periods of practice off, like not doing 7-on-7 or team, I think eventually that will come off. And you got to remember, this is a month. The NFL training camp is over a month with 3 preseason games. The joint practices are going to be the big ones to keep your eye on about how much Watson does there. I don't need him ramped up right away. They have a plan. I'm assuming they're going to follow it. They'll be just fine. But it was good to hear from Watson nonetheless yesterday, talking about his shoulder and Amari Cooper. We're almost done. I'm sad, right? I think this might be the last one of Jeremy Fowler's rankings. Let me see. Hang on.
Excited, though. I've done a pretty
Today's
damn
the
good
last
job.
day.
I think I've done a pretty damn good job at these.
Sad. Today is the last day. Jeremy Fowler goes around 80 NFL people, execs, scouts, front office, coaches, coordinators, all of it. And they fill out a ballot for the top cornerbacks today on ESPN.com. We start at number 1. Pat Surtain.
Oh, you didn't let me guess.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't let you guess.
I would have said Pat Surtain.
You would have said Pat Surtain. Now, here's the thing. You want to know something crazy here? We talked a lot about what we've talked about these rankings. They give you the high and the low. And some are 1 and 2, right? There's nobody that put Patrick Mahomes less than 2. Nobody put Myles Garrett less than 3. Pat Surtain, who was number 1 last year, number 1 this year, but had a low ranking of 10.
10?
Somebody put him at 10.
Yeah, that's a hater.
Isn't that crazy? But 50%, actually over 50% of the 80 votes had him at number 1. An NFL personnel director. Pat Surtain is a complete corner that can play in any coverage, has size, instincts, ball skills, and will tackle. I like the corners that can do it all. Last year, on 90 targets as the nearest defender, though, he allowed 58 receptions for 790 yards, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. That was a 102 passer rating for opposing quarterbacks. And he's number 1.
It's the touchdowns, I think.
Probably. Denver sometimes played softer. So this is kind of the issue with this. For context, Surtain, sometimes Denver plays softer zones that he is considered the nearest defender, although it's quite loose on some of those. And in fact, one of them was a double move by Robbie Chosen on a 68-yard touchdown in a blowout loss that affected his bottom line. So imagine he's standing over here. Robbie Chosen burns somebody over here. He's the closest. Sorry, that knocks Pat Surtain. An NFL coordinator on Pat Surtain. He didn't have his best year, but he's still the best pure talent. He moves the best. He can do a lot of things as far as coverage. And if I'm starting a team, he would be my first pick as a corner. So Pat Surtain is 1.
Am I tripping, or did J.C. Horn go ahead of him?
in the draft.
Yeah, what year was that?
Well, we just talked about J.C. Horn the other day when we ran through that draft, right?
Was that 2020 or 2021?
I think he had to have been 21. He's 24. He was the 2021 draft. He was the 9th overall pick. J.C. Horn went after that, I'm pretty sure. I think. Hang on, I got it here for you. No, he went one pick ahead of him. You're right.
That's what I thought, dude.
You're right.
That's what I thought.
I don't know, man.
That's
go
what I
back.
thought.
J.C. Horn was
Well, he got
the talk.
hurt really early on.
But he was the talk of the town
dude, that's
coming
what
out.
I thought.
It went Lawrence, Wilson, Trey Lance, Pitts, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Penny Sewell, then J.C. Horn, Pat Surtain.
Dude, that's what I thought.
You know, he's one of those guys that I almost look at with like Denver.
Well, dude,
like, get him out of there.
Another one,
it
too,
just
and
sucks for him.
We're
that
obviously Sauce is going to be on this list, and that's another one. He got taken a pick after Derek Stingley.
Yeah, but again, like,
and Derek Stingley's still good. And
I know, but he's not Sauce Gardner.
And I knew that.
Yeah, well, I know you knew that. I mean, the thing is, and we'll get to MJ Emerson on this too. Denzel plays it a little bit different. Pat Surtain's 6'2".
Yeah,
Sauce Gardner's 6'3".
Yeah,
MJ Emerson is 6'3".
Denzel's what, 5'10"?
Yeah, he plays a little bit bigger, but when you got corners like that can run, I want to look this up.
But Denzel's recovery is second to none.
Dude, Pat Surtain, what the fuck were they thinking? Okay, Alabama. So we went against, I'm not, South Carolina's in the SEC, I get it. He was 6'2" and ran a 4.41. What were the Panthers thinking?
They also drafted Bryce Young over CJ Stroud. So
I avoided Bryce Young in my dynasty draft. I was like, don't nobody want him, man. It's bad down there. All right, Pat Surtain is 1. Number 2, second best corner in the NFL, the Warden, Denzel Ward. Do you want to know something, right? He got first place votes. Dude, high ranking of 1, low ranking of 10, but he jumps from number 9 last year to number 2. Ward made the biggest jump in this ranking in what feels like a long overdue recognition for him. Part of what held him back was durability, as he's missed at least a few games every year. But not many receivers are, I'm assuming they mean corners, are smoother. On 63 targets, Ward allowed 31 receptions for 290 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks on a 17.5% ball hawk rate. Hawk Tua? Bruh. The percentage of targets.
Bruh.
The ball hawk Tua rate.
Do you see she turned down like $1 million OnlyFans offer? Did you know it? Compose yourself. Please.
I'm trying to. Because what would you think a ball hawk Tua rate would be? Don't stop that. I don't want to think about it. She turned on $1 million from OnlyFans?
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Eventually that will wane, and eventually that deal will become that much more like attractive. But hey man, she doesn't want it. Like, can she? Okay, she could get on OnlyFans and not take off any clothes. She could get on there and just have people send videos and say Hawk Tua to my buddy Ryan.
People would buy her spit.
I don't want to think about that. I'd really rather not. But probably.
Yeah.
Probably. They buy bathwater.
Yeah.
Farts. They do all that. I don't want to think about it. She could get on there and not take off a single thing of clothes and just say Hawk Tua to all her friends. Get her on Cameo.
Yeah.
Put her on Cameo. Seriously. You can shoot videos all day.
Yeah.
You know, you get your idiot buddies. You're like, well, I'll pay $200 for her to say, "Hey, Ryan, Hawk Tua." You know, that
spit on that thing.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So good for her. I ain't knocking the hustle. Ball hawk rate, though, is the percentage of targets where the nearest defender made a play on the football, either as a pass defense or an interception. Think about it this way: when he was targeted, 17.5% of the time he got his hands on the ball. 17.5%. Which is pretty impressive.
I mean, we talk about how important Miles is to the team, and obviously he's second to none edge rushers.
Yep.
But I mean, there's evidence. We saw the games he missed. You give up. Like, I forget what the stat was, Matt, but it was the amount of touchdowns when Denzel's on the field versus when not. That dude's a complete field eraser. He takes off 50% of the field. He's absolutely incredible. What's the one knock? Yes, it's health, because he's gone through several concussions, which is unfortunate. But he is amazing.
I forget I truly, and I think you're jaded by Miles a little bit. I forget how good Denzel Ward really is. He's paid that way, but these kind of rankings, it brings it back to the forefront of my mind to go, he is legitimately one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL.
And that's what's so cool to me, and why, obviously, you know this, but I'm such a Denzel fan because I went to the same high school as him. I was watching that dude on Friday.
I called his games.
Yeah.
I'm that old. Trust me.
I mean, that dude was just on another planet. How good he was.
Like, again, I think we get a little jaded. He's been here for so long, and I think the injuries are a part of that. He is right here slapping us in the face that he's one of the best corners in the NFL.
He could have been a D1 receiver.
Yeah, I mean, he was fast enough. I remember why. Yeah, Nordonia, they had him do whatever.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah, he's so good. An NFL personnel evaluator on Denzel Ward. He's fast, fluid, with upper-tier coverage skills and a high football IQ. Can create ball production in man or zone, but can match up against just about any number receiver due to his size and speed. He's got elite movement skills to cover in the slot when asked. Over 6 seasons, 15 interceptions, and 99 pass breakups, and 3 Pro Bowls. The other thing that right here, it obviously probably helped him that he was playing on a top 5 defense, maybe even the best defense in football, and they finally got him some help. And I'm not trying to knock, John Johnson or, oh man, how deep a cut can we go here? Brian Body Calhoun, like all those, remember all those other corners that we would run? I think he was a little before his time, but one of my most famous debates that we had back on RBS in the day was Buster Screen.
Really?
Yeah. Riz and I were like, dude, Buster Screen's not good. Gerard and Casey, like, of all the conversations we ever had, that was one where we were just bashing heads on Buster Screen. I never thought he was all that good. By the way, is he in some legal trouble now?
No.
He got busted. I think he, robbed a bank.
Nice.
I swear. Hang on.
Like Chiefaholic?
Something like that. This is from May. Former NFL player Buster Screen is on the run from police in Canada. They're searching for Buster Screen, who stands accused of skipping bail on bank fraud charges. He was granted bail on April 9th with the conditions that he includes a GPS ankle monitor, but then did not appear for a court date Monday, and that his ankle monitor was disconnected. He faces additional charges of failure to appear in court and failure to comply with a release order. Canadian police accused Buster Screen of defrauding banks of more than $100,000 by using fraudulent checks to open accounts to withdraw money before the checks actually cleared. He identified himself as a former NFL player to banks. He initially faced 15 charges, but obviously that has been more. Police believe the scheme went on for more than 9 months. I haven't had an update. Is he still on the run? Is he did they catch him?
I wasn't on Buster Screen watch.
I'm just saying. I just saw that. Legal issues. Here you go. Said he was arrested last August. But I don't know. So you mentioned Buster Screen, but all the other corners, all the other safeties, Denzel was kind of on his own to get it done. So he's on a good defense. He's a great corner. He is number 2. All right, Ryan. Number 3, best corner in the NFL.
It would be a disgrace if it was not my Bearcat.
So here's the interesting thing about your guy Sauce. Highest ranking 1.
Yes.
Lowest ranking unranked. There are people again. I think this is getting axe to grind on some of this stuff. This is crazy.
His rookie year, he was all pro.
I don't understand why anybody would put him outside of the top. So again, somebody in this 80-person pool put him 1. That's not a shock that Sauce Gardner be 1. Somebody out there thought he wasn't even in the top 10.
Yeah.
That's some bull crap. That's some bias right there. A veteran AFC scout. Who else?
He was 3, right?
He was 3. I'm sorry, yes. Yeah. Sauce Gardner is number 3. Who else has his length and can cover like him? He's the best. A high-ranking personnel evaluator. Who else? I'm sorry, one of the most overrated players in the league. You can call holding on him every play from an NFL personnel evaluator. Hater. So we talked about the ball hawk rate. Denzel was 17.5. Sauce Gardner near 20% of passes thrown at him he gets his hands on.
Dude, he's disgusting.
Yeah. All right. Now we get a little dicey. So 1, 2, and 3. Pat Surtain, Denzel, then Sauce. Number 4.
Yeah. I mean, that'll, the fact that somebody put him on rank just shows you how different
it can be a little insane on this. I get
it. I just really want to get this right.
I'm sure you do. I have a hint if you need it.
If I don't get it right, give me the hint.
Okay.
I'm going to go. I'm just trying to think of guys that, because there's definitely a recency bias, as there should be. Because it's like,
it is the rankings of going into the season. I get it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a multitude of guys, but I'll go. Man. Jair Alexander.
No. No.
Jalen Johnson.
Nope.
People still giving love to Marlon Humphrey?
No.
Okay, AFC or NFC?
AFC. But your hint is
L'Jarius Sneed.
L'Jarius Sneed is correct. I was going to say he left an AFC team to go to another AFC team.
Damn
there
it.
it is. An NFC offensive coach on L'Jarius Sneed, he's such a pain in the ass. He goes, you're in for a long day when you play him. Obviously, he left the Chiefs, wanted to get paid. He's on the Titans now.
Tennessee.
Titans. High ranking, a 1 low of 10 for L'Jarius Sneed. All right, number 5.
It's crazy. 1
in 10 for a guy that I think everybody would say is in the top 10.
Is 5 somebody I've named already?
No, it's not actually.
Wow.
It's not. It's not.
Okay, people aren't still like, well,
I think I know where you're going. You might be on the right path here.
are people still showing love to this guy who maybe has fallen off a little bit?
Yes.
Jalen Ramsey?
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey's correct.
Yeah.
29 years old. He was 3 last year, 5 this year. Somebody said that one personnel director, he can be outstanding when he wants to be, is what they said about Jalen Ramsey. A veteran coach on Ramsey, he might be declining a little at this stage, but he can still impose his will to win a game. I mean, yeah, that's 29. I mean, the other thing is, think about his career. He's been like when he left Jacksonville, the Rams were like, "You are God's gift." He got to Miami. They go, "That's it. He's the missing piece." Like they maybe a little more hype than substance, but Jalen Ramsey's still pretty damn good. I remember he's coming out of Florida State. People thought he was going to be a safety.
Well, he went from Jacksonville to the Rams.
That's what I'm saying. When the Rams got him, they thought, man, you're our missing piece here to go win a Super Bowl. Then when he went to Miami, they said the same thing. You're our missing piece. You're what we're exactly looking for.
Well,
so I'm sure he's smelling himself a little bit.
I think that year he missed like the first half of the season in Miami.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. So Jalen Ramsey is 5. Number 6 on the quarterback rankings. Again, not a guy you have named yet.
Not a guy I've named.
No, this one's a little off the beaten path.
Well, I know a lot of people. Okay, just because this is a name I haven't said, I know a lot of people. Is he young?
Yes. He's only 23.
Is he going into his second year?
It's not.
I was going to say Joey Porter.
It's not Joey Porter. No.
Tariq Woolen?
Nope. I love Tariq Woolen, man. I think he's so good in Seattle, man. I'm a big Tariq. They got some corners up there. They got Devin Witherspoon and Tariq Woolen. Yeah. It's neither one of those guys.
I was gonna say it.
Yeah, no. AFC team.
AFC team?
Yeah. I don't know if you'll get it. I don't know if I'd put him. I guess his name doesn't come to mind for me.
Okay. J.C. Jackson?
No. Trent McDuffie. Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Yeah.
2 seasons for earning first-team All-Pro last year with Trent McDuffie. Number 7, a guy you have mentioned. You mentioned him a little bit earlier.
Jalen Johnson?
Nope.
Oh, who else? Marlon Humphrey?
Nope.
Oh, my God. So one more. Who else did I say? Oh, my God. Who else did I say?
Same division as Jalen Johnson.
Jair
Alexander's 7. Number 8, Jalen Johnson. You got him.
Okay.
Number 9, a guy we just talked about. I know there's a lot of names, but somebody I just brought up. Not Reek Woolen. Devin Witherspoon, who again I'm a big fan of. 9, 10.
Big 10 produces some corners. Man.
Yeah, 10.
A name I haven't said?
No, you did. We talked about him earlier about being shocked at this guy, one of the trade guys that we were doing, not J.C. Horn, the other one.
One of the trade guys.
Remember, or I'm sorry, the draft. Remember, we were saying, they took this guy ahead of this guy.
Derek Stingley.
Derek Stingley is 10. There you go. Honorable mentions: Marlon Humphrey, Trevon Diggs, A.J. Terrell.
Let me just say, I'm glad Trevon Diggs didn't get top 10.
I know.
You know how I feel about it.
I know how you feel about it.
What's his face?
No, you're more on Deron Bland. You're upset with Deron Bland.
I'm honestly more
with just the pick sixes.
I'm fine with Deron Bland. I thought that was a little overhyped because of pick sixes, but I think Trevon Diggs is more overhyped than Deron Bland.
Charvarius Ward, 49ers. Christian Gonzalez, who I like a lot, too, from the Patriots. Marshawn Lattimore. Receiving votes: Deron Bland, Reek Woolen, J.C. Horn, DJ Reed, Darius Slay, Jack Jones, Joey Porter Jr., and M.J. Emerson. Nice!
So I'm curious, how many teams had 2 players that in the top 10 and the honorable mention?
Well,
obviously, I know you mentioned the Jets.
So the Cowboys got Bland and Diggs as honorable mention receiving votes.
But the Jets are the Browns the only Browns and Jets that had one in the top 10 and one in the honorable mentions?
Well, technically, Martin Emerson just received votes. He was an honorable mention, but received votes.
Okay.
So that one would be Reek Woolen, who got votes, and then Devin Witherspoon was in the top 10. MJ Emerson got votes. Denzel Ward was 2, so you'd probably push that up because DJ Reed and then Sauce Gardner were 3 in honorable mention.
Right.
So if you want to break it down that way, yeah, as far as the Browns go, they're the best corner duos, right? Because Pat Surtain's got nobody to go with him.
And now L'Jarius is gone.
Right. And L'Jarius is not on the Chiefs anymore.
Nice.
Bears only had 1. Packers only had the 1. Yeah, so I mean, if you want to break it down from like that standpoint, sure. I'm just happy MJ got votes. And I don't think I think that's right for him. You know, his top 10, maybe that honorable mention. But he's another guy. What's that deal gonna look like? I don't think this year's an issue at all. You cannot go into next season without a long-term deal for MJ Emerson. That's just a fact.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's an issue, but I think this year is super, super, super crucial for him.
Oh, I agree, too.
Because as good as he is, he gets a lot of penalties.
Yeah, I mean, like they were talking about that earlier with Sauce Gardner. They can call holding on any play. This year, with Greg Newsome still here, and I think there's still an avenue that it's almost like this year is going to be your decider on Newsome or MJ. Now, you might say you're insane because you're leading hard MJ Emerson. But you got to remember, year 2 of Jim Schwartz, that's where this stuff all kind of starts coming together. And there is only so much money to hand out. And I think if you sat down and asked any Browns fan or even Andrew Berry, you're going to hand out a corner contract. Is it going to Newsome or MJ? You're going to be like, you idiot. You're going to MJ Emerson, right? I just want to leave that door open. And I'm somebody that tried to trade away Greg Newsome all freaking offseason, but here we are.
Can you, real quick for me, just rattle off the top 10 again in order?
Yeah. Pat Surtain 1, Denzel Ward 2, Sauce Gardner 3, L'Jarius Sneed 4, Jalen Ramsey 5, Trent McDuffie 6, Jair Alexander 7, Jalen Johnson is 8, Devin Witherspoon 9, Derek Stingley 10.
Because I was just trying in my head real quick, look at those guys and equate how good their edge rushers are. Because you think about it, how much easier does Myles Garrett make Denzel Ward's life? You know what I mean?
So Denver, nothing.
Yeah.
Myles for the Browns.
Right.
The Jets, Hassan Reddick ain't played yet. Or was he there last year?
No. He was in Philly.
So they got nothing. Sneed and McDuffie, when they were on Kansas City, had Chris Jones. I mean, they got after a pass rush there. Miami, Bradley Chubb. How does that help Jalen Ramsey? I think a little bit. The Packers. I like Rashawn Gary as much as the next guy, but
good for you, because I wouldn't even have been able to name who their pass rusher was.
There's another one. It's not just Rashawn Gary. I remember him because he just got paid. The other guy that's been there forever. Not Zadarius Smith. He's here now.
Couldn't tell you.
Stand by. Rashawn Gary's 1. Kenny Clark, Preston Smith. Yeah, it's probably just Rashawn Gary. That's the one I was thinking of. So that helps him out a little bit, but not a lot. Bears got jack squat nothing for Jalen Johnson. Seattle, not much for Devin Witherspoon. And the Texans did have Willie Anderson to help out Derek Stingley. So, yeah, you want to talk about total defense and, like, the whole package there. Some of these guys stand out. Pat Surtain is good because it's literally just him on that defense, right? Like, I think you could try to make the case everybody else has a solid defense, maybe other than Jalen Johnson.
Pat Surtain, he didn't get, like, a long deal, did he?
Oh, I think he got paid.
Did he?
I think
that's interesting for Denver. I mean, you're pseudo.
Oh no, I'm sorry. They just picked up his 5th-year option. That's what it was. So he's going into.
So he'll be gone. I
would get the fuck out of there too if I was him, man. I'd be like, absolutely not. So he's under this year, and then they have his 5th-year option for next year. So that's where maybe this next offseason he starts pushing a little bit to get traded. Sean Payton's got an itchy finger over there too for trading people away.
You're not letting Pat Surtain go to free agency. Hell no.
No, but you could have him for 2 more years, then franchise tag him. You could drag this thing out if you really wanted to.
No point.
I would agree with you. You got a year to prove it to him. But also, like, Denver, that's why the full rebuild's got to be on there. They have nothing. It's not like again, I think you circle Pat Surtain, and that's about it. Their offense, I know they just give Quinn Miernes all that money and all that kind of stuff, but like, you don't have a lot to work with there. You don't have some young receiver that you're excited about. You don't have some running back. Okay, fine, Bo Nix. Like, you got a lot of nothing there with Denver. Try to make hay. You get a first for Pat Surtain, no question.
Yeah.
I think in today's NFL.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would agree with that. To see where they go. So I think well done for Denzel. I think reminder for me. It's not that I'm saying I'm shocked by it, and I was happy that MJ got some honorable mention votes.
I was shocked when I saw Denzel was 2.
I was a little too. I thought Sauce might be 2. I really did. I thought he'd be 2.
I wouldn't have been surprised if Denzel honestly didn't crack the top 5.
There's not some Sauce haters, man. I think that's really what knocked it down here. There's some Sauce haters, I think.
Yeah, there are. I
don't think there's anybody that dislikes Denzel's game other than the injuries. But there's something about Sauce. They said he calls holding on every play. All right. Do you want to do this list from PFN or the 5 questions heading into the Browns training camp? Number 1 is Deshaun Watson. How's he look coming off his shoulder injury?
Sure. Let me try.
Eat that dead horse. All right. Next up. Well, I'll just tell you. I don't know. Why don't you guess?
Well, it's one.
Is another one. Right. Nick Chubb coming off his season-ending injury. That's number 2.
Let me hear. Did they rank him?
They just did 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So number 1, how will Deshaun Watson look coming off his shoulder injury? Number 2, how will Nick Chubb look like coming off his knee injury? Number 3. Will Amari Cooper show up to training camp? The next 2 are the ones, like, those are the 3 things that we've been discussing and all that kind of stuff. Number 4, and the reason I bring it up is because I think this is one that it's there, we've discussed it, but it should be a little higher.
O-line?
How's Jerry Jeudy fit into this? I get O-line, and I think that's a good call too. How does Jerry Jeudy fit into this? He caught 211 passes for 3,000 yards and 11 touchdowns over his 4 years with the Broncos, but never matched the level of expectation he came from being a top receiver prospect in the 2020 draft. Jerry Jeudy's fit in Cleveland's offense will be fascinating. Cooper's put up Pro Bowl numbers in his last 2 years. Will those numbers decrease with Jeudy on the roster? Could some of those passes go his way? Jeudy's fit in the offense will be a fascinating case study throughout the season and especially in training camp. I think that gets lost in the shuffle a little bit. And the what do you believe Jerry Jeudy is? Either he still is that top prospect, because you got to remember, when guys get that first-round pick, they got that label forever. And it's like, somebody thought I was good enough to be a top guy at one point, so maybe I still am, right? Yeah. So he still has that. Then you just go, well, Denver's quarterback situation was crap.
Yeah, I'm trying to like think of guys that were first-round talents, first-round draft capital, went to a bad team like Jeudy did with Denver, and then got traded. And like kind of had the opportunity to revitalize their careers. I'm trying to like.
That's a great question, especially like receivers.
Yeah, I'm trying to like think of some.
All right, I'll do this for you. It might take a second here. Let me get you back to the draft. I just have the draft. Do you want to go back to the 20? Well, none of those guys have been traded, right?
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is still on his team. Jalen Waddle's still on his team. Devontae Smith is still on his team. Kadarius Toney.
You might have to go back a little bit.
All right, let me go back. That's the 2021 draft. Let me get you the 20 draft here. All right, COVID draft. All right. First round wide receivers. Henry Ruggs. Okay. Yeah. CeeDee Lamb was 17. On a good team, but wants off of his good team. Jalen Reagor went 1 pick before Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
And that's Justin Jefferson still on his team. Brandon Ayuk was 25.
Honestly, you're gonna have to
went to a good team.
You're gonna have to go back even before that.
T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, Laviska Shenault, those were all second-round guys. All right, so let's go back 2019. So this should be maybe a little bit of a better one here.
2019.
Kyler Murray, Nick Bosa, Quinnen Williams.
Wow.
Were the first picks. The first receiver off the board didn't go until 25. Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Wow.
I guess maybe that could fit. Again, we're talking about receivers that were first-round picks, like Jerry Jeudy, that went to a bad team and resurrected their career later. I don't think he's on a bad team with Baltimore. They just didn't use him, and I don't know if he's doing all that much better out there in Arizona.
Yeah.
N'Keal Harry, 32nd, not good.
N'Keal,
is that what it is? Yeah. N'Keal? I switched the K in the end.
Yes.
N'Keal.
He was horrible. He was horrible, but he also went to a bad team.
36, Deebo Samuel. On a good team, doing just fine.
Man, talk about an awful receiver.
Well, no, I tell you what, I gotta stay in the first round, don't I?
Yes.
Because A.J. Brown went 51.
No, yeah, you got to stay in the first round.
Oh, that dude. No, that's it. A.J. Brown went to the Titans.
Yeah.
Ass. goes to Philly, but he was the second round.
But his numbers in Tennessee were
he put up really good numbers. You're right, but similar situation, bad quarterbacks there. So now we're back to 2018. Baker, Josh Allen, all that kind of stuff. Let's see some of these receivers. See if it helps out Jerry Jeudy here. All right, first receiver off the board in 2018 was DJ Moore. Carolina, now in Chicago. Maybe. Calvin Ridley, Falcons, 26. I think was good in Atlanta, had the gambling thing, now where we're at.
He was nasty with Julio.
Cortland Sutton, second round. Dante Pettis, second round. Christian Kirk, second round.
Dante Pettis,
you remember that?
Second round?
Yeah. Ahead of Christian Kirk, by the way.
So I think just what we're gathering from this recent years, there's not many
examples of what we're searching for. Right. I'll go back to 2017. This will be the last one we'll do. And what we're doing is trying to search for a receiver that fits a Jerry Jeudy mold model. You were at a bad team, bad quarterback. You resurrected your career elsewhere. By the way, I could maybe say that about Christian Kirk, because when he was drafted and went to Arizona, they weren't all that good. He's had a little career resurgence with Jacksonville.
Yeah, he's definitely been way better in Jacksonville.
He's been better in Jacksonville, but not quite what you're looking for in this. All right, 2017. Miles Trubisky, Solomon Thomas. First receiver at 5 was Corey Davis. Was not good. Mike Williams went to the Chargers at 7.
Can't stay healthy. John Ross famously goes 9, 1 pick out of Patrick Mahomes to the Bengals. 4-2. That's all they loved about him. Those were the only receivers in the first round. Wow.
So, there isn't a great...
Yeah. I guess that just
there is not a great
for Jeudy.
Blueprint here to follow that Jerry Jeudy. And again, it's all individual. It's like that thing where people are like, oh, don't take an Alabama quarterback. It's like, well, why? Well, because all these other guys used to suck. Like, no, it's a little different there. It's individual players.
Deshaun Watson should, and I emphasize as much as I can, should.
Oh yeah, he should be exactly what you think
that Jerry Jeudy will have played with in his career.
And then also be able to do what? Ascend Jerry Jeudy to a new level that you believe that he can get. But again, it's telling you, the trends are telling you this isn't exactly what you think it is. So I think that's hard. How he fits in is pretty big, and we'll have to figure that out. Final question, your PFN's questions for the Browns heading into the training camp. What will the defense encore look like under Jim Schwartz?
How about who will call plays?
I still think it's going to be Stefanski.
Are you just kind of settled in your head? It's
I really think it's Stefanski. I really do.
I don't know, Matt.
I mean,
I think more likely than not, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm not sold.
If he's going to keep with what he has said and what I believe to be true, what is best for the team, I think what's best for the team is Kevin Stefanski. People use the play calling narrative to drive their narrative about Kevin Stefanski. If you don't like him, you bitch every time he goes for it on fourth down. You complain every time that he runs a reverse and they're running around and Elijah Moore's fumbling the football and they can't pick it up. You use that to further your narrative. If I look at the big picture, and I admit my narrative is I like Kevin Stefanski and I'm a defender, well, I think when you look at the big picture, I think he's a good play caller. I really do think he's very good. So why would you take that away from him? If you keep the of this is what's best for the team, what I think is best for the team is Kevin Stefanski.
Let me ask you this,
so that's what I'm going to stick with.
Let me ask you this, because the proof is in the pudding. We've seen Kevin Stefanski be a very great play caller with a multitude of quarterbacks. I mean, you just go back last season. But that's why he won Coach of the Year. Why? Because you won so many games and your offense was fine with so many different quarterbacks.
Correct.
Yet we haven't necessarily seen that translate to Deshaun Watson. So how much are you buying into the fact that, do you think it's a real narrative that maybe Deshaun Watson truly just isn't the right quarterback for Stefanski to call plays for?
I would flip that and say
I think that's a common belief among people.
Sure, but I would also say that I think Kevin Stefanski is good and smart enough to adapt to his player. Like, that's the coaches, there's two ways to do it. You get players that fit your system, or you fit the system to the players. The best coaches across the NFL, going down to Pee Wee and 8th and 7th grade, the best coaches fit their system to their players. Pop Warner, all of it, right? You go back to fitting to the players that you have. That's the mark of a good coach. I think Kevin Stefanski can figure that out. What I truly think is why Ken Dorsey is here, he's another mind to add to the pool. That's why Tommy Reese is here. That's why they did some of these things. You needed Andy Dickerson because you know line coach. You brought in these guys to help supplement Kevin Stefanski.
I forget how many just coaching additions.
There's 4 guys.
You said I remember I missed the episode when Pat produced. I was listening and you brought up Tommy Reese. I was like, holy hell, I forgot he was here.
You have 4 guys on this offense that have called plays for major programs. Chad O'Shea's been an offensive coordinator, Ken Dorsey, Tommy Reese, and Kevin Stefanski.
Where was Chad at?
He was the offensive coordinator in Miami way back in the day.
Like the U?
No, like the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
Like he was the OC for the Dolphins for a while.
Okay.
Let me get you the years on that. People kind of crap on Chad O'Shea, and I don't listen to it. I think he's a really good. I think he is a very good.
Is he not now that Callahan's gone the longest tenured position coach?
Yeah, he's the only one that's been here since. Yeah.
Hugh.
No,
Kitchens,
he came in with Kitchens. He came in with Freddie Kitchens. No, actually, I take that back. No, he came in 2020 with Kevin Stefanski.
Okay.
But I'm thinking everybody else has been changed out.
Yeah.
Right? Stump. T.C. McCartney's gone.
Obviously,
Callahan's gone. Yeah, it's got to be.
Who is the former DN coach?
Chris Kiffin.
He's gone.
Yeah. I think the only one on defense, which we're really getting down into it, there's 2. There's Jason Tarver and Ben Bloom. Both those guys have been the linebackers coaches since Stefanski's been here. And they flipped Bloom. I think he's the D-line coach now, and Tarver's still linebacker coach. Tarver's hilarious, man. He's a funny dude. Chad O'Shea was the offensive coordinator in Miami 1 year in 2019, and I think that was a shit year for them. Brian Flores, he was fired after 1 season.
Yeah, that was probably the year before Tua, no?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, I mean, he's had experience. So that's kind of my thing on Ken Dorsey is I think he's here to just help Kevin Stefanski. I think that's why Stefanski is going to keep the job of calling plays. Again, you come back to if that's the right thing for the team, I think it's the right thing, and it's also the default. The easy thing is just to default to what you know, and you know Kevin Stefanski is play call. People will always complain about, running this, or why'd you do this here? And they always try to argue with me about, it's not that I don't like the play calling, it's the decision making and why he went for it. And if he gave up play calling, he'd be able to have a better grasp of the game. I'm so sick of hearing that crap. I really am. Because I'm just going to tell you, they're going for it on 4th down. They're going to go for it in those situations. Accept it and shut the hell up.
If Dorsey was to call plays, when do you think we would find that out? Do you think literally
right before the season?
Like, and by season, you mean week 1?
Yeah. Not training camp, not preseason. Why would you give it up? You don't need to. You will find out because eventually people are going to be hawking it down there and watching who's calling plays for how many 7-on-7s in team.
Well, do you consider, let's say Stefanski retains the play calling, do you consider letting Dorsey do it preseason?
Yeah. Yeah, he always does that. He lets other guys do it. And he even said that in minicamp. Well, they'll go through periods and he'll let Chad O'Shea call plays. He let Deshaun call plays for some periods. He's not afraid of that. And I do think there's that little shift in the NFL where you got teams giving up coaching. Like they'll send a coach for a preseason game and say, you are the head coach for this game, which I think is pretty cool. And Stefanski's never shied from that. He's let people call plays all the time. So, Callie Brownson's been here since, I think, 2002. I think she's been here. I think she was just like an assistant.
I think she's been here for a while.
I think she's been here for a while. But, yeah, she's been here as well. All right, couple of things I want to get to before I break. I wanted to slide in some Guardians here. Are you getting worried about them? Like, there's been nothing. Now, I'm not saying that there's been a lot of big trades in baseball yet. Are you starting to get a little nervous about them?
What, 12 days?
Yeah.
Before the deadline?
Yeah. Are you starting to get a little nervous about it? I am. I really thought we'd get something here over the last couple of days. Not necessarily just the trade, but at least some, like, hey, they're talking, or, you know, there's things happening right now. Like, I'm nervous. I don't like where the Guardians are at right now. I want them to make a move. I need them to make a move, and I don't like the fact that this is your prime opportunity to do it, and I haven't heard anything from them.
Yeah, I mean, but like you said, I'm not sure I've even seen a trade yet within the last week, or post All-Star game, I should say, right? Have you?
I think one. I think I just saw one. Hang on. Oh, dude, did you see this All-Star game rating? The second lowest TV ratings for an All-Star game ever. Bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. You want Dallas Keuchel? Got released by the Brewers.
Wow, he used to be.
Remember him?
In Houston?
Yeah. Domingo Germán also opted out. There's some guys out there. I'm just saying, screwing, kind of out there, just floating around out there. I think there was a trade. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, I would hope that it's going to start picking up a little bit of steam, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm just getting a little nervous. I'm getting a little bit nervous about where we're at with Guardians right now. All right, you want to catch a break, and then we'll do college football best stadiums? Let's do that. Come back, morning update. We'll get to the grid. Top 25 football stadiums. ESPN asked their 14 college football writers to rank it.
What's the parameter?
Nothing.
Like
nothing.
It could be
they just submit their top 20 stadiums in order. So the food could be really good. Whatever they want.
So this isn't environment based.
It could. I mean, I'm assuming it semi is.
Okay.
So here's what they did. Let's just do it now. We got no time. We got nothing like the present, right?
This isn't radio. We don't got scheduled breaks.
That's true. I used to get in a lot of trouble for that too. So they asked 14 of their college football writers to rank the best stadiums in the sport. No parameters, no criteria. Just whatever you feel is the best. They did their top 20. First place got 20 points. Second place, 19 down. And then they totaled up the points.
I feel like, I haven't been to many stadiums, so the only thing I can base it off of what I would think is
what you see on TV.
And just, I would put so much emphasis on just like the toughness of the environment to play in.
Sure. 42 different stadiums got at least one vote.
Okay.
They got to the top
I'm
25.
Surprised there's not more.
Got the top 25. Would you dare guess the best stadium from the college football writers at ESPN?
The Big House?
No.
Penn State?
Nope.
Not Ohio State.
Nope. Wrong conference.
A&M?
Nope. You're in the right conference now, but no. It's got a really great nickname.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
So it's the SEC.
Yes.
Georgia?
Nope. It's got a great nickname.
Obviously not Bama.
Nope. Not the Swamp, which is also a great nickname, and I've got this thing about Florida, but it's not the Swamp.
I guess I'm just not hip on college nicknames.
Death Valley. LSU, Tiger Stadium, number 1. 247 total votes. And they also say,
I could have got that.
You get a live mascot. Mike the Tiger is there. Like, that adds to it. So LSU is 1 with 247. Second with 209. So a bit of a gap here. This one, it obviously deserves to be in there because it is one of the greatest venues in sports. And it qualifies because it is technically the home of a team, but we all worry more about the bowl game that they get every year.
Auburn?
No.
The bowl game they get every year. Is it a New Year's Six?
Yeah, it usually is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The Rose Bowl?
The Rose Bowl.
UCLA?
The Rose Bowl. Because, yeah, again, UCLA plays there, but it's more about the Rose Bowl, the parade champion.
Yeah.
So, yes, Rose Bowl is held every year, 5 Super Bowls, an Olympic gold medal match in soccer, and multiple World Cup finals. UCLA does not obviously draw very big, but it's still a great atmosphere. The Rose Bowl is too. Number 3, best college stadiums is voted on by ESPN. You've mentioned the stadium before.
Big Ten?
Big Ten.
Big House?
Big House is correct. Michigan Stadium is number 3. Number 4. An independent school.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is correct. Number 5, Penn State. Number 6, Washington Husky Stadium. The coolest thing about that is the boats that sit out there right outside. And obviously, we were on the forefront of seeing some Huskies football over the last couple of years. Number 7 is finally Ohio Stadium with 149 points. They write, arguably no college football stadium is more synonymous with its shape than Ohio Stadium. The venue opened in 1922 as the nation's first ever horseshoe-shaped stadium with double decks. Famously on the banks of the Olentangy, as legendary college football announcer Keith Jackson used to say, but the bend in the river had to be straightened to accommodate the venue, and natural drainage was rerouted into sewers. Although the horseshoe has been filled by a grandstand in the south end, the open end, sat there before, Ohio Stadium will be forever known by its original shape. Before each game, the band famously performed Script Ohio with culminating of Dot in the Eye. Little low there at 7 for Ohio Stadium, or am I biased?
It's one of the biggest ones.
It's got character because it's got that.
You're probably being a little biased.
Teams.
You're probably being a little biased.
Okay. Because
I wanted to ask you though, have you obviously I haven't. Have you had the opportunity to go to many venues in college football?
I mean, I've been to the Big House for a game. Yeah, that's it. I've been to Ohio Stadium and the Big House. That's it.
Yeah, the only ones I've been to are Ohio Stadium. Obviously, I went to Nippert. That's Bearcats. And then I think the only other one I've been to, which is a random one, but it was beautiful, was Arkansas.
Yeah.
I was able to cover the Bearcats when they went travel to Arkansas.
I should say this. I've been to Akron. I've been to Kent. I've been to Bowling Green. I've the MAC school. Sorry, I ain't trying to knock the MAC here, but I've been to those ones before. I actually played at Kent State my senior year of high school, which is a great venue. Number 8 is Camp Randall for Wisconsin.
I hate Wisconsin.
I know. They
only
really do bother me. I don't know.
Only reason I don't like them is because they took Fickle.
Jump around, that kind of stuff. 9 is Bryant-Denny for Alabama, and 10 is Nyland Stadium for Tennessee. Clemson 11, Army Mitchie Stadium is 12. That's pretty cool. Kyle Field is 13 for Texas A&M. Outson Stadium for Oregon is 14, and Lade Stadium for Virginia Tech is 15. That's it. So a little low, I thought, for Ohio State, but again, I'm biased. The shoe, I get it. Because I also think it's, the atmosphere, and there's a lot of people that go. But the pageantry, the dotting the I, all that other kind of stuff, it all factors in.
Dude, you know what I noticed? I don't know if you've ever noticed this, or if you ever had the chance. So obviously, I just mentioned I went to Arkansas.
Yeah.
The SEC schools, dude, the girls wear dresses.
Do they?
Dude, they dress up to the 9. At the SEC schools. It's crazy. It was like a whole different environment.
I mean, Southern hospitality. Or Southern whatever it is. Proper.
I'm talking cowboy boots and dresses.
Well, okay. The cowboy boot thing is, I know what you're talking about. They're in cowboy boots and dresses. That's just like the hip thing. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't it's two ways. You either grew up a little rural and country.
They don't do that in the Big Ten, man.
Like I did, or you're pretending to be. Country music. I watched the explosion. That was Kenny Chesney, and I went to Brunswick, and I'm proud to be from Brunswick. I'm happy to be from Brunswick. I love my hometown, and that was a little more rural than some areas, but it's not like it was Buckeye. That's rural. I get down into Medina County, that's rural.
Yeah,
but everybody got their cowboy boots. Everybody wanted to act like they were country. You know what I mean? Like that was it. So I think the Southern schools, that's really
who is this wildlife lover dude that always comments? With like the most, like
I muted him a long time ago.
I'm trying to think of like the word I'm using, like the most proper response. Like he talks like it's corporate.
He does, and he always comes up with crazy statistics. Why? What's he on now?
Matt, regarding your Ward ranked among the best DBs, millions of groups can rank players. PFF is a platinum standard for grading. So all 32 NFL teams purchase their proprietary stats. At the 61st percentile, 39% of all qualifying cornerbacks outperformed Ward in 2023.
Okay. I get it. I understand. Because the thing is, dude, I would tell you, man, there are people that will rip PFF. They think PFF's full of crap. And I don't. I like PFF. I like it for the tool that it is. And I admit, to that tweet, did I not start by saying I didn't believe it? Like, I almost was like, I need to be reminded. I'm going to go with, dude, no matter what. I can lay a bona fide stat in front of you, and either if you like Denzel Ward or you don't, you could rip it apart.
Yeah.
I could, there's always bias. And the same thing with these rankings. There's bias in that. They might have talked to the Ravens defensive coordinator, or offensive coordinator, I should say, and they hate Denzel Ward. Dude, there were people that put Sauce Gardner unranked. That is asinine. Say whatever you want, but when, what did I say? Almost 50%. Or no. I'm sorry. It was Pat Surtain. Pat Surtain got 50% of the first place votes, and people still put him unranked. There will always be a bias, man. There will always be a bias, one way or another, on a player, on a coach, or whatever. And you can use your stats to whatever further your narrative.
I also realized we didn't send a question out today.
Didn't really. I mean, we were just kind of flowing there a little bit.
True.
Flowing there a little bit. I mean, I thought about the question of the Guardians. Are you getting antsy about them making a move? We can save that for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Save that for tomorrow. Like, are you getting antsy about the Guardians making a trade? I am. Like, I'm very much sitting here like, what's going on? So Mike tweets, he goes, guys, I'm not worried yet. Things are going to heat up over the next week, depending how teams come out of the break. Still a lot of teams in contentions, more demand than supply. It's going to be expensive. I mean, Mike, you bring up great points because we've discussed a lot of this, Ryan, about with that extra wild card, there are more teams that feel like they're in this when they're really not.
Yeah.
And that hurts.
Well, let me ask you this, Matt, because we talked about this. We asked this question a while ago when the Guardians were probably 8, 9, maybe even 10 games leading the division. We asked, do you think the Guardians will relinquish the lead in the AL Central at any point this year? Have you? I mean, the Twins are on our heels. Have you had a shift?
Do you remember when I started the show and told you I was going to tell you something you didn't want to hear about the Guardians?
Yeah.
You want to know what the thing I was going to tell you? You want to hear about the Guardians?
Sure.
From Fangraphs, they have the third hardest schedule the rest of the way. Remember we were doing that with the Cavs? When the Cavs were dicing up for 4 or 3 or getting in the play, they were in the playoffs, but like home court and not. And we were every day going, strength of schedule. The Guardians from Fangraphs have the third hardest schedule on the way.
But I mean,
you're going to find out.
And everything is so...
You're going to find out.
Everything is so... I'm trying to think of the way to word this. Because if I was to tell you preseason...
Oh, it's when you catch a team.
In March, right?
Yeah.
Like if I would have told you we're heading into All-Star break and I flip it, the Guardians were in second place. They're 4.5 games back from the Twins. You'd probably be really happy.
You certainly. Absolutely. If I told you we're just in a playoff spot at the midseason point, you'd be happy, let alone the best record in the American League. But I think you and I are kind of on the same page here. It's circling. You know what I mean? Like, the Twins, who I want to crap on, they ain't going anywhere. And they're getting some guys back from injury. Then you factor in that we now have, again, Fangraphs, third hardest schedule on the way out for the Guardians. It was never going to be easy. You weren't going to walk away with this. But it's going to be a grind. And you're going to have to grind out some of these games. And then when you probably add in the factor, and I don't know if you feel the same as me, like they didn't end the first half on all that great. You weren't feeling really good. Well, you feel like the break was needed.
No, it was arguably their worst stretch of baseball.
Right.
Was heading into it. When you look at terms that they didn't drop 3 games in a row, and they dropped 4. But it's like, it doesn't surprise me necessarily when you say it, because when you look at the first half of the season as a whole, I mean, how many true playoff teams did you play series against? You played one against the Yankees. You played one against the Orioles. Certainly the Mariners there. You played 2 against them. But, I mean, we haven't really truly been playoff tested yet, I don't think.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're searching for the answers that you probably won't get until playoff time. Like, you still got to get there, which is the tough grind of it right now for the Guards. All right. Should we just go right into... Well, we got to hit a break. Let's do a break.
It's up to you. We don't have to do anything.
All right, let's just get right into it. Morning update then. We're way late. We've had a lot of good content.
All right,
so there you go.
Let's do it.
Ryan's got the stories. I've got one story for you that we'll add at the end. And it's the best regional restaurant rankings. And those sons of guns down there in Cincinnati and that sky. Ugh. We'll talk about that. Ryan's got the other stories to get to. Please take it away, young Rye.
Alrighty, well, yes, we reached the halfway mark of the MLB season as the All-Star weekend, right? I can't even say weekend. It's during the week.
It's during the week.
That wrapped up, but we are going to get back to regular season baseball tomorrow. The Padres, they come to Cleveland. They're 50-49. We are obviously 58-37, but Tanner Bybee, our ace, gets the first nod on the mound as we enter the second half of this season, Matt. That's, again, how it kind of ended. You're a little soured on that. That's fine. Quick turnaround, get back on the horse, and I'm going to have all my eyes on the trade deadline. I really am, and that's as it gets closer, things will start to loosen up. Do the Guardians feel compelled to make a move? I hope that's still the fact. I hope they feel like they still need to do it. Now, to make a trade for making a trade's sake, I know people get angry with all that kind of stuff. I don't care. Go make it. Do the right thing for this team. Give me a starting pitcher. You want to go bullpen to shorten games, fine. I'd still really like a starting pitcher here. I would. Alrighty, Matt. Well, the British Open.
The Open Championship. They don't like it when you call it the British Open.
So I've heard, but I'm American. I'm going to call it the British Open. Why? Because we have a U.S. Open, so we have to specify.
We won the war.
Anyway, Justin Thomas, he is minus through. God, I can't speak. -3
Let's go.
Through round 1. He shoots a 68. He has the lead there. And Matt, I'm sorry to tell you, but Sagala, not a great opener.
So I sat down yesterday, and I always text my dad. I'm basically like my dad's bookie. And I was go, what do you want for the NASCAR race? What do you like for golf? I'll be damned, my dad didn't go Justin Thomas. And I was like, he's been so bad. I didn't do it. And he shoots a threat. So I need to start listening. I think it's a good life lesson for a lot of people out there is you need to listen to your parents. It's fun to watch, man. Like, I've actually been pretty good about not turning over. All right, here goes Spieth with Scheffler. I put money on one Jordan Spieth here, too. I had money on Sahith Theegala, shot a 7 over, so it's going to be... I mean, here's the thing. The British Open, Justin Thomas lit it on fire at 3 under. That's the kind of golf I want to see. I don't like... They had a tournament the other day, and it was not a marquee, elevated event, bro, somebody won it like 27 under. I don't want to watch that.
The Masters this year.
The Masters,
like 5 people minus 15 or better.
They don't like that. The U.S. Open, nothing bothers the U.S. Open more than when somebody actually shoots under par. Like, they wanted it even par. I like it. I love links golf. And mostly because in Ohio, you get little tastes of that in the fall. I love fall golf. I'd rather it be 55 overcast with a little drizzle than out there at 92 sweating my ass off. You know what I mean? So I love watching. It's a different style of golf. You know, I know people that wake up at 5 in the morning and you're able to watch golf all day. You know, all that. So this is...
Tiger Woods, even through one.
This might be TMI, but... So eventually I will go... Do you know the biggest day for vasectomies in the United States is the day before the NCAA tournament starts? It's the Wednesday before the NCAA tournament starts, because when you get snipped, you have to stay on the couch for 2 days. So guys do that so they can sit on the couch and watch basketball for 2 straight days. Swear to God. Swear to God.
Wow. So you have to rest for 2 days after you get
You got to stay on the couch.
Why?
You just had surgery. You just had surgery. AI, literally, I just Googled this. And this is also from the Urology Clinic of North Texas. Why is March considered the busiest vasectomy season of the year? 500,000 men in America get vasectomies every year. You may find it hard to get an appointment in the month of March, and the reason is basketball. March Madness draws droves of men to get their television sets to watch college's finest duke it out for the national championship. Since vasectomies take a few days to heal, rest is needed. Many men get them done right before March Madness. The procedure only takes 15 minutes. You're under local anesthetic. And 1 or 2 small incisions, bing, bang, boom, it's up. But it's still surgery. So you got to lay on your couch. The only reason I bring it up is you yang, I'll yang. You want the NCAA tournament, I'm doing it right before the Masters, or even better, the British Open.
True.
I can wake up all day and watch golf.
So are you capped out at 2 kids?
We've had the discussion. I haven't gotten it yet.
I think you got to be. 3 kids is a lot.
All the trends about my generation is it's basically 2. And of all, like, the vast majority of my friends and family that have kids, it's all 2.
Yeah.
I know some that are 3. I very rarely know anybody that has 4 at this point. My parents had 5.
Let me ask you this,
5.
Matt. I'm 23.
Yes.
And when you were my age,
Yeah.
had you met your wife yet?
Yes. We were, yeah, 23, yeah.
Were you weren't together, though?
So here's what happened was I met her. She actually went back to school to finish her senior year because we're only 6 months apart, but we're a full year different in school.
Okay.
So she went back to Ohio State, finished her senior year, and then when she graduated and came back to Cleveland, we reconnected and started dating.
So when you were my age, though, did you already, were you set in stone, I want kids in my future?
I actually was really having a big question about it.
Because I'm at that point, I'm going to be honest.
That's natural, man. I'm telling you, it's fine.
I'm not sure I want any.
That's fine. And you think that because I will tell you this.
Yeah, give me the dad spiel. Pour it on me.
No. Here's what I'm going to say. You think about your life now. And I will tell you, because I did the same thing. It is impossible for you to imagine your life drastically changing that much. And I was the same way, and I'm not knocking you for it because I appreciate it. And there's a little part of me that wish that you think about going to the bars with your buddies. Like my wife, Saturdays and we would go to Orange Theory, go to brunch, take a nap, go back out to the bar. Right? That you were living your life as you should. We traveled. We went to Italy. We went to Ireland. Go see your friend in L.A., New York, Chicago, Florida. Went to Universal. We would just do all that. And I'm telling you, do that. Yeah. Live your life. Because when you do have kids, it's different. But I will tell you, there might be, and I'm not putting pressure on you. There might be, there might not. There was a big shift for me when I was getting my late 20s. We got married when we were 30. I'm 35 now. We have our 2 kids.
I refuse to get married before 30.
I'm telling you, don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it before you're 30. And the people are different. I'm not telling people how to live their lives, but I would highly live your. And even if you met your wife tomorrow, live your life without it. And I would highly. And I told my good friend this who just got married. Give it a year of marriage before you have kids. I know age factors in that. If you get married when you're a little bit older, you got to get going. Certainly. But like that, my wife and I were married for 2 years before we had kids. And again, we were able to live as a married couple and be together. It was great. I will just say, no pressure. Now that I have kids, it's the greatest thing in the world. I'm not telling you it's not hard, and I would tell you this. It is the hardest thing that you will ever do in your life, but it is the greatest thing.
I just don't know if I'd be a good dad.
Oh, you'll be a great dad.
I don't think I would be.
Fine. You'll be fine. Trust me, man. Like, as long, like, and it's so different when it's your kids. Watching them grow up is so great. So, again, right now, especially because the baby still doesn't sleep, like, it's tough to make that decision right now in the moment. So my wife and I will have we already know, at the end of this year, we are going to go to dinner together. We are going to sit down and have that conversation.
So are you leaning one way or the other? Are you still?
I think we are leaning that the two will be the two.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I'm one of two.
Do you have
I have an older brother.
Okay. See, so the thing is, we have a boy and a girl. So everybody tells you that's great. You got one of each. That's fantastic. But there is that little element. I grew up with 4 brothers, so I would like, my daughter to have a sister or my son to have a brother. Like, there's something about that. So but also, I'm not the one.
Non-binary child.
That could happen too. I'm not the one carrying the baby for 9 months. I'm not the one that has to go through pregnancy and deliver the baby. So I will always kind of defer towards mine. So we'll have that conversation. If that conversation goes that way, there's also no question. I'm the one that's going to get snipped. Like the women, like when they get their tubes tied is what it's called.
Well, can't you get that reversed?
The vasectomy, you get. Fucking Antonio Cromartie got a vasectomy and it didn't work.
Oh, bro.
It like the tubes grew back together or some freaky thing or something. I don't know. But the vasectomy is 1,000 times easier than a woman getting her tubes tied. That's like an invasive surgery. So there's no question about it. If we make that decision, I'm the one calling my doctor and, scheduling me on up. But that's fine. Well, no. The Masters is in April, right?
Yes.
Because I was saying March is all busy with March Madness. You guys go do that. I'll go do it for the Masters. That's fine with me.
Charles says have another one. He says, I wish I was younger. I would.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say, like, I wouldn't mind a third. But again, I'm not the one that's got to carry the
Charles,
kid.
how many kiddos you got?
I'm not. Yeah, I'd be interested, And if it was 3, then 3, that's it. That'd
be like, I have 8.
Well, the other thing is, like, how, like, we live in a house now that's fine for us. We cannot have another kid in that house.
Yeah. Well, so we talked
we'd have to move.
about vasectomies being the most popular before the NCAA. Do you know the most busy day for plumbers?
The day after the Super Bowl?
Day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
I think it's called Brown Friday.
I'm sure it is. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense on that. So, how we get to the places that we go, I don't know, but that's the joy of the show, man. I love it.
Welcome to the Matt Fontana Show. Anyway, back to the sports world. I don't know if we want to hear any more about vasectomies, but Caitlin Clark, she was in the news. Why? Because she broke the WNBA record for assists match. She had 19 in the Fever's win over the Dallas Wings. The previous record was 18 by Courtney Vandersloot back in 2021.
And she's on a NASCAR. They're going to Indianapolis, and she's featured on a car for NASCAR. Good for her. The thing is, and I said this before the season even started, she was going to be under a microscope, and people were going to use every little thing to try to say she wasn't as good as she is or try to rip her. She's navigated that, I think, pretty well, and that's just something that she might have to ride with for the majority of her career. But when she does things like that, when she's, again, doing things that have never been done before, setting records, you have to stand up and take notice. And if you're not, you're just a hater, and then I can't listen to you.
Yo, this is sick. So Charles said he has 3, but Angelo says, I can't wait to have kids. I'm proposing this Saturday.
Oh, stop that. Can't let that out, man. They might be watching. You never know.
I don't think if she watched the Matt Fontana Show, he would say that.
I'm just looking out for you, bro.
Angelo, good luck, man.
I hope it goes better than mine. Mine was not well planned.
Why? What happened?
Again, 1,000 other stories here. So I got the ring, and we were actually going on vacation to South Carolina to be on the beach with her family.
Okay.
I brought the ring. And
how old were you? 29,
29. 29, because we got married when we were 30. And
she says, I promise you she ain't watching.
All right, good. I'm just making sure. So I brought the ring to South Carolina, and I was going to do it on the beach. I was going to, her dad and I were going golfing. I was so ready to go out and ask him on the golf course, and I didn't. Because in my head, I go, I feel bad that my family can't be here. In reality, what a mistake. Because then, a week later, I got a kitten. Gave her the kitten with the ring on it. The cat's scratching up her arms. And we just did it in my backyard. It was
There's anything wrong
bad.
with
No,
that.
it was not good.
There's
I
anything wrong with
apologize to her all the time, and I go, honey. So I'll tell you this because I know she's not watching. I'm gonna re-propose to her one day when we go to South Carolina.
Wow.
And I'll have her kids there. We'll get the pictures, and I'm gonna joking. I'll give her. I want to
You're
give
about
her.
to buy a whole nother ring?
Well, I get her one for our 5th anniversary. I'll get her another.
that
I'm
a
actually
thing?
thinking about.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. You never go, like, every year is supposed to coordinate with some sort of gift. There's a year you're supposed to get leather. There's another year you're supposed to get paper. There's another year like, this past year was our 6th wedding anniversary. I was supposed to get her something with iron. I didn't. I got her something else, but I actually got her Nicki Minaj tickets. But I got her a ring for our 5th. It's like a band that goes up to it. And then I think for our 10th, shout out to Josh Bookman. I love Josh. Josh. And I talked to Josh about this. I'm going to go down and just have her ring remade with a bigger diamond. Okay. So I'll do that. So I'll probably re-propose in a way, to do that for our 10th anniversary. So don't spoil that for me, but
Wait, she watches sometimes. She texts you.
She does. My parents watch. Her family watches. But, like, I want to do that and jokingly be like, here, I'm going to re-propose the proper way now.
Okay.
And get the pictures and all that kind of stuff. So we got a couple years to get to that.
Fair enough. All right, well, Matt, we've been following this ESPN article all week long. They ranked the top 100 athletes since 2000, Matt. They have revealed number 1 through 25. Are you ready? I'm going to tell you right now. I think you're going to have a gripe with one.
Okay. All right.
We'll start at 25 and we'll go down. Floyd Mayweather comes in at 25.
Sure.
Albert Pujols, Kevin Garnett,
Okay.
Sidney Crosby,
Okay.
Diana Taurasi.
Yep.
Number 20, Aaron Donald, friend of show.
Sure, yes. But come get some. Go get to that replay here on Big Play.
Lewis Hamilton,
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, 18.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you got to imagine, but by 2030,
He
might be number one.
Yeah, he'll be number 1.
Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan.
Okay, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have him quite that high, but okay, I understand it. Especially over Shaq. But
That's
okay.
what I mean.
Yeah. I guess he's got one more championship, though. Oh, no. Shaq won one with the Heat. Didn't he?
Well, let's see. Tim Duncan, 4-time NBA champion.
Shaq 4-time. 3-time with the Lakers and 1 with the Heat. Okay.
15, Katie Ledecky.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
14, Steph Curry.
Yep.
Cristiano
Wow.
Ronaldo.
Okay, Steph down there. All right. Ronaldo, okay.
Rafael Nadal.
Yeah.
11, one spot ahead of him.
Federer.
Novak Djokovic.
Okay, no. So Federer, maybe. Okay, maybe. Okay, go ahead.
Kobe Bryant comes in at 10.
Yeah, okay.
Usain Bolt, 9.
All right, fair enough.
8, Matt. Tiger Woods.
What?
I knew you were going to have a gripe with that.
Okay, it's got to be because he made some waves in the late 90s.
You want me to read the write-up?
Please.
Even after a record-breaking
By the way,
career,
Tiger just birdied.
Did he? Nice.
Dude, he just hit like a 35-foot putt off the green. Yeah, please the write-up.
Even after a record-breaking career in which Woods won 82 times on the PGA Tour, including 15 major championships, and is ranked the number 1 golfer in the world for 281 consecutive weeks, golf fans are still left wondering what the Hall of Famer might have accomplished had injuries and self-inflicted problems off the course not hampered him over the past 15 years.
How are you going to hold that again? No, again, the off-the-field, off-the-course stuff about being a cheating piece of crap. That's, yeah, fine. If we're talking accomplishments of his 15 majors,
I knew you were gonna be
he
pissed.
only won 2 of them prior to 2000. 13 majors since 2000. And he's down there at 8.
Well, let's hear the ones above him, shall we?
Sure.
Number 7, one spot above Tiger Woods, Simone Biles.
Okay, I can't, sure.
Number 6, Roger Federer.
Yeah, okay.
5, Tom Brady.
Wow.
4, LeBron James.
See, I actually could make the case that Tom Brady should be ahead of LeBron.
Yeah, you could.
But
Absolutely.
like LeBron's got maybe the greatest of all the accomplishments. He's got the most points in NBA history. Like, it's not just championships and MVPs and all that kind of stuff. Okay, fine.
Number 3.
So I have no idea who number 1 would be.
I'm
it's gotta be
happy with
Phelps.
Number 3, Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
So can you give me the top 2 we haven't named yet?
All right, Phelps.
Phelps is number 1.
Okay.
The greatest athlete since 2000.
So number 2.
You know it. We haven't.
It's not football.
No, we haven't mentioned them, but we knew they were going to be in the top 25. We knew it 100%. We've said it multiple times.
It's not football.
No.
It's not basketball.
No.
Can't be hockey.
No. Once you hear it, you're going to be like, oh, duh. We brought up this person.
Oh, Serena Williams.
Serena Williams comes in at number
Serena
2.
Williams, correct.
Michael Phelps, number 1. The write-up at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. 28-time Olympic medalist.
Yeah.
23-time Olympic gold medalist. And most gold medals of single Olympics. He won 8 in Beijing in 2008.
All right. Yeah, I mean, again, I think that I was a little shocked LeBron was down as far as he was, but certainly Tiger. I thought would have been higher, but to each their own.
Yeah, man, Michael Phelps. I got to say, I agree.
All right. I don't agree with this. According to USA Today, they have announced the best regional fast food restaurants across the country. Readers of the publication of USA Today were able to vote on their regional fast food for the top spot in the nation. So obviously, McDonald's does not work. They are nationwide. Taco Bell out. Subway out. Wendy's, or I guess Wendy's, would Wendy's not count? I don't know. Whatever. You know, like all the Burger King, Chipotle, they're out. This has got to be something that they are only in regional areas. You know when like people always bitch that you can't get in and out? It's only because it's out there. That's what we're talking about. So I'm going to run through the top 10 as voted on by USA Today. Number 10, never even heard of this, Shoop's Burgers. They are in Illinois and Indiana. Number 9, Whataburger, Texas. Again, one of those things I think people always, it's got more hype maybe because you don't have it. Whataburger's 9. Number 8, In-N-Out Burger. I've had it. I actually liked Jack in the Box better than In-N-Out. But again, it's like when you go to Vegas, when you go out to the West Coast, you got to get In-N-Out. Number 7, Taco Cabana is in Texas. Number 6, Hattie B's Hot Chicken, which is in southern United States. Number 5, Lion's Choice out of Missouri. Number 4, Z Burger, which I've had in Washington, D.C. I thought that was the ripoff of Five Guys, but I don't know. Number 3 is Dick's Drive-In in the Pacific Northwest. Number 2 is Biscuitville, which is in North Carolina, South Carolina. And number 1, Skyline Chili.
Yep, man. It's a cold.
Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and Florida. They had to get Florida in there. It just fits with Florida. In recent months, Skyline switched from Pepsi to Coke products and also introduced its new breakfast lineup, which they think maybe potentially boosted their rankings in this. We lost a bet to the Cincinnati guys. We ate it. I wouldn't go back.
It is what it is, man.
It is what it is. According to USA Today, Skyline Chili is the best regional restaurant in the nation. I'm going to need a break to compose myself.
Real quick, though, before we go to the break, we obviously ran through the Jeremy Fowler rankings.
Yeah.
Well, how about this now? This is the final conclusion of his rankings. This is the top 8 NFL teams with the most top 10 players, according to NFL execs, coaches and scouts. Would you dare guess? The number 8. So this is obviously position-wise.
Oh, we got to do the grid, too. Let's not break. All right, so let's do this, then we'll do the grid, then we'll do time up. Okay, so again, succinct. Okay, Fowler did all of these rankings of the top 10. These are the teams with the most guys that showed up in all the top 10s for all the positions. So basically, these are the best rosters according to 80 NFL executives.
Yes.
Easiest way. All right, number 1.
With 9. And nobody else had more than 7.
Okay, 9, it's got to be Kansas City.
No.
Ooh. San Francisco.
Yes.
San Francisco with 9. So I guess Purdy, McCaffrey, Kittle, Debo, Trent Williams.
They had 9, and there's 3 teams with 7.
KC?
Yes.
Not the Browns.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Not the Jets.
Browns had 6.
Okay. Detroit?
Yes.
Okay.
7.
7.
So you're missing one more.
Philadelphia.
Philly had 6.
Miami?
No.
No. I don't know.
The Ravens
Wow.
had 7.
Okay.
And then all was 6. The last 4 teams, the Eagles, the Texans, our Browns, and the Packers had 5.
Okay. All right. So we're well represented. I think again, you're led on that by who? Miles, Denzel, Batonio, Njoku, Jeremiah Usu-Koromoa, and Nick Chubb. That was actually probably all of them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was everyone. So well represented, and I think I like, it's all across the board. It's not just a bunch of receivers, not just none of that stuff. MJ got honorable mention. It's all good. I love it very much.
Let's do it.
To the grid we go. So the giveaway's on. You've already won. Somebody is going to win tomorrow at this, basically
I'm
this
excited
time.
for that.
I can't wait. 24 hours. You got to get to Matt Fontana show. You can follow me at Matt Fontana 83 if you'd like. Ryan's at Ryan Tyler 33. So here we go. Go to at Matt Fontana show. Drop a follow and a retweet. And tomorrow, 10:45, we're going to pick our winner for a copy of EA College Football. We normally would do it if we aced the grid. We haven't aced it, but I kind of like where we're at right now. 1,000-yard rushing season, 5,000 for their career. Lions, Cardinals, go.
Again, Washington. Why are they always?
I don't know. They always screw us up.
All right, well, let's save AP. Let's go Dalvin Cook.
Okay. Because Adrian Peterson actually would then
I
work.
think he works for both the Lions and the Cardinals.
He does.
Right?
Well, no. He works works Vikings Cardinals.
And I believe he works Vikings Lions.
And then he works Washington Cardinals.
I think he works Lions too. Was he not in the Lions for a year?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
All right, so hold off on him because he's obviously
Washington, 1,000-yard rushing season.
Probably Clinton Portis.
I was going to say Clinton Portis.
Yeah, Clinton Portis would be the answer there.
But I thought we just do anyway. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then you just go Barry Sanders.
Well,
I mean, you could pick Jim Brown if you wanted.
yeah.
Well, actually, 1,000-yard season probably.
Oh, I forgot they also have to have a 1,000-yard season. I didn't even think about that.
Right, it's 1,000-yard season and 5,000 career rushing yards, and I think Jim Brown had it, but they only played so many games back in the day.
Let's just go Sanders.
Just go. No. You need Barry Sanders for 5,000 career rushing yards for the Lions.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Right?
Go Barry Sanders there. And then you probably do Zeke Elliott there if you wanted to or something. I don't know. Just go.
Yeah, let's just go Zeke. Might as well.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, there's so many answers.
I mean, yeah, you could go Eric Dickerson. You could go
All right,
any.
Cardinals, 5,000 rushing yards. I mean, James Conner.
James Conner's got to be close.
And we could go David Johnson.
Do you think he's got 5?
Does
Does Stump Mitchell have 5?
I would imagine.
I think Stump does. Because at one point, I think he was the leading rusher.
Yeah.
In Cardinals history. No, Stump doesn't have 5. He's got 46, 49. So he's just short.
James Conner has had it.
I would think so. Go James Conner. That's fine. No. It's kind of dicey. I get it.
Wow. Then David Johnson has to have it.
Yeah, don't even worry about putting him in. But
So I shouldn't put him in?
no, because I want to leave open the other spots.
Wow.
You know what I mean? In his career, he only has 4,800 enters. So he's close, but no.
Oh, well, whatever.
All right. So here's where do you think we should use Adrian Peterson? Because Cardinals, Washington, Colt McCoy.
Yeah, because we can just go TJ Hawkinson for this.
Okay.
Not TJ Hawkinson.
Each their own.
I accidentally typed in.
I saw.
And then AP.
I saw.
Right?
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson.
Right. But again, we could have used him here if we really struggled.
True.
Lions, Washington. Watch, we're going to struggle with this one now.
Yeah. Oh. Is it not Jeff Okuda?
Has he played there yet? Washington?
Oh, maybe not.
I don't think he's played there yet. I would say Ryan Fitzpatrick. I know he played in Washington, but I don't know if he played in Detroit.
I don't think he ever played in Detroit.
Did Dan Orlovsky ever play in Washington?
I don't think so. Did he?
I don't know. See, now we get backed ourselves into a corner by using AP
Tim
up
Boyle?
there. I don't think so. Yeah, man, Washington always gives us issues.
It's insane. Every time.
And it's weird that Adrian Peterson's only 17% for the Vikings and the Cardinals. I guarantee you a lot of people use him. All right, let's focus back in on this now.
Dude, Washington gets us every time.
I know. Every time. All right, just Lions players. This is the best way we can do it. Calvin Johnson, obviously not.
Kerryon Johnson.
No. Stafford, obviously no. God, who is the quarterback before Stafford? I always want to say Joey Harrington. Was he the Lions guy? Yeah, he was there for a couple of years.
Ndamukong Suh never went to Washington.
No. Dude.
Well,
Josh McCown. I know he played in Detroit. I think
Josh
he played.
Johnson hurt.
I don't know. I don't remember. So hard, man. Dude. All right.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. Washington gets us every
I know.
time.
It's so hard. It's so tough. Sucks. It sucks.
I mean, do we check the chat? I mean,
Sure, yeah, that's fun.
Let our boys help us
Yeah,
out.
let our boys help us out here.
Let's see if they got something cooking.
Every time, man.
Oh, Logan Thomas? Like, did he play for the Lions? I
Sure.
remember on the Commanders.
Sure, I believe that. That
Yeah.
works for me.
All right, well, shout out the boys.
That works for me. Nice. Well done.
Most popular? Emmitt Smith for the Cardinals. Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot he went there for a year. That's right. I forgot he went there for a year. Did we even look? Did David Johnson, would he have even worked?
He has to have.
No. No. He's only just over 4,000.
Oh, wow.
So it basically would have had to have been.
There you have it.
I want to look that up. Arizona Cardinals all-time leading rushers. Stand by. Well, I guess it was just 5,000 career.
Did
so
Chris Johnson ever play for the Cardinals?
Yeah, son of a gun.
he
That
did,
would have
didn't
worked
he?
too. Yep. That would have worked too. All right, franchise encyclopedia. Career leaders. Rushing. Otis Anderson, 7.99. So again, Stump Mitchell is second with 46.49. So it would have had to have been somebody like that ran for yards somewhere else. It wouldn't just never have been in their career. Beanie Wells, did he finish with 5? I don't think so. No. Man, I thought Beanie Wells was going to be so good coming out of Ohio State. Yeah, dude. The list I'm looking at here, maybe Kenyon Drake.
Does he really have 5,000?
No, he doesn't. He's not even close. I really think it's like Emmitt Smith and Otis Anderson might be the only two answers for that one. So that's a tough one for us.
Well, I can look and see how many there were, right?
No, remember it gets freaky with the statistical thing.
Says 12.
All right, what does it say?
But then again,
but again, it just gives you the list of everybody.
Yeah, it does.
So it's a little freaky from that. It's hard, but it's a tough one. All right, ready to go? Let's get to it. A little bit of time hop, if you would, though.
Yeah, no breaks today, baby.
No. All right, a little short one today, so that works out because we head on back to this day, 2014. Johnny Manziel was named the new face of Snickers.
Snickers.
Yeah, remember like you're not yourself unless you're, if you're hungry, eat a Snickers, all that crap.
Yeah, what was he? Johnny what? What was he? No, Billy Manziel.
Billy Manziel. Hey, he's coming to the card signing show in a couple of weeks. Go pay your money and get Johnny Manziel to sign whatever you want. This day, 2013, a report the Cavs were looking to sign Andrew Bynum, and they actually would sign him for the next day. Hurt his knee. He was bowling. Like, the thing about Andrew Bynum, which is kind of sad, that he basically admitted that he hated playing basketball, but he had to because he was 7 feet tall. And that was the only thing. So imagine, I guess, the more relatable to some than others about showing him doing something you hate every day. But, like, he was 7 feet tall. He had no choice but to basically play basketball. And he's like, I hated basketball. Didn't want to play anymore. Didn't really work out. Do you know who Jean Van Devel is? Jean Van Devel?
No, I don't think so.
He blew a 3-shot lead on the final hole of the British Open this day, 1999.
On the final hole?
Imagine you're teeing off.
3-shot lead?
3-shot lead. Blew it.
Like a triple bogey?
Yeah, he hit it off into the right. Then he tried to hit it back out. It didn't work. Put one in the water.
What tournament was it?
The British Open.
Wow.
The British Open. He was going to win a major championship. He had a 3-shot lead teeing off, and he screwed it up. This day, 1994, Albert Bell was suspended 10 games for using a corked bat. He was appealed. He appealed and then actually was only suspended 7 games and given a $7,000 fine for using a corked bat. This day, 1991, the Florida Marlins logo was released. Like the old school one Charles Johnson is always think about. It's cool. I don't know why Miami still has that baseball team. I don't think anybody actually really cares about them. They're always just in turmoil. Not good. It is what it is. This day, 1940, FDR was elected to his 3rd term as president. They always put minimums in. Let's put a maximum age in. Can we do that?
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
Sure.
Do you see, we don't talk politics on this show, but like there was a report out yesterday, like 70% of Americans think Biden's got to step down.
Well, dude, so obviously the RNC's going on right now.
Right, yeah.
They were comparing. There was a lady that was comparing Biden overcoming. So did you see he just said he had COVID?
Oh, I did not see that, no.
So Biden was just positive for COVID and he got over it, I guess. They were comparing Biden overcoming COVID to Trump's near assassination.
Dude,
attempt.
that stuff. The other thing I saw on TMZ, which, like, again, I don't really care how you voted. As an American citizen, you have your right to vote for whoever you want. You have your right to pick whatever side. And I tell you, there's issues that I'm on the left. There's issues that I'm on the right about. Trust me. Like, I really do view myself as a bit of an independent. But the fact that TMZ, after somebody tried to kill Trump, went and found John Hinckley Jr., who tried to kill Ronald Reagan, and go, what do you think about this?
I saw your tweet.
What in the hell are we doing? Why would I care at all what John Hinckley Jr. thinks about that kid taking a shot at Trump? What has that got to do with anything? How about we find out how he got the gun? How about we find out how he got up there? He took a life. He killed some innocent person sitting there. And we're going to go interview John Hinckley. Look, what the man? Now all this is coming out. They have aerial footage of the ladder that he used. They go, well, how'd the ladder get there? Why was it sitting there? How did they not? And then the videos of these people that are yelling at the cops and the Secret Service like this guy is up there and they don't do anything. It's sad, man. We're in a bad spot right now. On both sides. It's just not good. I don't know what to tell you, but vote as you please. You get your vote. I get my vote. I'm probably not going to change your opinion. You're probably not going to change mine. Let's have some fun. This day, 1927, Ty Cobb collected his 4,000th hit. 3,000 ain't happened. Sure as hell, 4 ain't happening either. Do you know about the Great Fire of Rome?
No, I don't.
Happened this day, 64 AD. 64 AD, a fire. The Great Fire of Rome breaks out. We head out to birthdays. Very happy birthday goes to Joe Torre. Talking about the Open, Nick Faldo. Penny Hardaway, Derek Anderson, not that one, the other one. The Cavs guard, Derek Anderson. Canelo Alvarez, Bam Adebayo, Nelson Mandela, MIA, the rapper, Vin Diesel, Hunter S. Thompson, John Glenn, Priyanka Chopra, Kristen Bell, and Joe Russo of the Russo brothers. Nice. What a day for birthdays.
So, Matt, I got to show you something real quick.
Okay.
I thought this was fake at first.
You're going to pull up on the screen?
Yeah, I'll pull it up in a second. But I want to tell you. So what I'm about to show you, I thought it was fake, but it's not.
Okay.
This is the newest cover of the New York Magazine's health issue. Are you ready?
Yeah. I don't want to see that.
That's real. That's their newest edition.
Those have got to be superimposed pictures.
Yeah, they're definitely fake.
Yeah.
But like, that's a legit.
I don't want to see that.
That's a legit magazine cover.
Dude, okay. They're old guys. Like that the mental capacity, whatever you think of Trump, they're old. That's what old guys look like.
Look at Trump's neck tan.
That's what he golfs a lot. I don't know what to tell you. So what? Like, They're old. And I can't imagine. Now I am 35, Ryan. Maybe I need to get on the ballot here. I can't imagine the toll that job takes. It is not meant for 70-year-old men. Frankly, either one,
men.
No, they're closer to 80, sure, but certainly even 70. 35 to 65.
I agree.
35 to 65.
I agree.
35. You got 30 years to make your mark here. And the other issue is like where we're at with the society. No matter what, whoever gets in office, all they do is spend their first couple years undoing what the last one did. Then they actually change stuff. Then the new one comes in and undoes what that one did. Then they make some change and the new one comes in and undoes what they did. It sucks. I hate politics. I hate it. Dude, they're old guys.
Who's got a better body?
Well, Biden's like more athletic, sure. Like, we see the bike video, probably not, but like.
Of the stairs.
Or dude, he can't get away. Why do they keep letting him go upstairs? Why? Why do they keep letting him do it? And I get that Trump wants to make the case like golf is exercise and yes, but like when you're in a cart, it's a little bit different. Like, I don't know. Neither one of them. To be honest with you, neither one of them.
That's peak male performance right there.
Isn't that what he said? Isn't that what he called him? Isn't that what Trump said about himself or something like that? I don't know.
No, he said his DNA is USA.
What is it?
His DNA is USA.
Aren't we all? Well, aren't we all? But like, yeah, man. Teach your own, vote as you please. Here's my biggest thing. If you, that's another thing that I think we have lost as a society is when people get like Ryan. Let's just say you're opposite of me, and I sit here and I start bitching at you for things that you're saying. Well, why do I have a right to say things but you don't? I understand the other side's view, my side, your side, and that's okay. You're allowed to have your point of view. We all need to come together to find the best. Where it's like, the other thing is, I'm getting preachy, and I hate doing this crap. We are now in an era where everybody thinks that they should be right. Everybody thinks that they should be included. And again, I'm all for inclusion, and there are people out there that need inclusion. And I always look at things like, if that person over there is not impacting my life, then they can do whatever the hell they want. They're not doing anything illegal. That's fine. When it comes to policies, yes, there are going to be policies that pass that I don't agree with, that I don't like. But if it's for the betterment of I'm not a sore loser. When things don't go my way on a political side of things, like, okay, fine. Like, whatever happens with this election, whoever I vote for, they win or lose. Great. Okay, we're on. Like, what's just the betterment for me, for my kids? What is the betterment for our country? We got to get back to that, man. Housing prices are insane. Inflation is nuts. People are fighting, scrapping to get good paying jobs. Student debt, all that crap. You get it figured out, man. You want to do some movies? Have some fun here? Get off this. Get off this for a second. All right, 2 movies and a television show for you. We go back this day, 2008. I don't know if this would help you at all, but I would tell you that this was the greatest movie-going event of my life in 2008.
What do you mean by movie-going?
Like the fact that I was in a theater to watch this movie, it was the greatest in-theater experience I've ever had. Well, so that should give you a little hint, maybe.
Well, I do know, and as you know, my favorite movie came out this day.
So you know what it is.
So it is The Dark Knight.
That is correct. The reason it was so good, so my buddies and I, we were down in Akron. My buddy went to school there. And we were hanging out, and The Dark Knight was coming out, and everybody was all excited.
Man, I wish I was old enough to experience
So they go, do you want to go? And we were idiots. So it was like me, 3 of my buddies, and 1 of my buddies' girlfriends. So 5 or 6, whatever, 5 of us go. And we go up to the theater box, and they're like, you want 5 seats? And I think it was like the 9:30 showing or something like that. They're like, well, we got 5 seats left, but you guys are not going to sit together. And we're like, that's fine. We just want to be in the theater. Dude, this massive theater down in Akron Mall, Summit Mall. We're in the last row. Like, all of us are just spread out. Want to see a magic trick? And when he slams that, dude, the whole theater goes, oh!
In the pencil?
In the pencil scene. Everybody lost it. So that, yes, The Dark Knight, which probably will be watched tonight in honor this day, 2008. All right, we go back to a television show that came out this day. 2004. I'm going to read you the synopsis. Premiered on, if I gave you the network, it might give it away. The series was created and chronicles the acting career of a young A-list movie star and his childhood friends from Queens and their attempt to further their careers in L.A.
Entourage.
Entourage is correct. 2004
What's his name?
HBO.
Vince what?
Vince Chase.
Yes.
Wasn't that Jerry Ferrara?
Turtle.
Everybody. Oh, that's he played Turtle, right? Everybody, because he's a big Cleveland fan, I guess. All that. I never watched. I've heard good things, but yes, Entourage.
I've only watched a couple episodes. It's good though.
Is it good? All right, Entourage. This day 2004. I don't know if you get this one. It's a movie. This day 2001. It is the third movie of what is considered the original trilogy of a legacy film series, in my opinion.
Lord of the Rings?
No. It just got progressively worse as it goes on. The first one is a top 10 movie of mine of all time. Second, not bad. Third, utter crap. They have brought it back, and they're actually in production of making yet one more for ungodly known reasons. And this was movie number 3.
It's not a Star Wars one?
Not Star Wars. Not Star Wars.
How many movies are there in total of this?
There are 6 of them right now. A 7th one is on its way.
Saw?
No. Saw's got like 12.
Yeah. 2001.
But remember, 2001 is the third movie that was made. So this series started in the early 90s. We just did a story about something going to auction the other day.
Of a dinosaur thing, right? So is Jurassic Park?
3.
Oh,
Have you seen
that
it?
Didn't come out till 2001.
The third one.
Yeah.
So the first one came out in like 93. Then they made the second one.
Man, for some reason, I thought the first one came out way earlier than that.
No, like 93, then like 95 or 6 for the second one. Then the third one came out 2001. It sucked. It was bad. Then they bring back Chris Pratt. They remade these last 3, which were just horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. But it is what it is. So yes, Jurassic Park 3 is correct. All right, no bets to be placed. I already got my money in for the British Open. Where are we at? What's you got a leaderboard update for me?
I can do that for you.
I put you on the spot here.
Yeah, not cool.
Not cool, man.
Justin Thomas is still leading.
Still?
At 3 under, yeah.
Okay. What about on the course? Where the hell's golf on ESPN? Oh, here it is. All the way over to the right. Here we go. Full leaderboard. Justin Thomas, 3 under. Alex Noren is 2 under.
Everyone who's still golfing.
Sepp Straka is 2 under through 9.
Yeah.
Jason Day, 1 under through 8.
And everybody else is even.
Yeah. Well, they just all kind of teed off. Where's Tiger? He got a birdie, man. He's even through 4, so he must have given it back. All right, man. That's kind of what I'm going to do the rest of the day. Is go sit down and watch some golf.
Yeah, it's my short day, thank God.
Yeah, you're going. Well, you're going to go and play. You're going to go home and play.
Matt, I didn't tell you. So
what?
Remember about a month ago, I went on a date with that girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just asked her to be my girlfriend.
Wow!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I am now officially a taken man.
Congratulations. How many dates did you go on in between?
I think like 5.
All right, that's a good number.
Yeah.
So you have asked. You have not gotten an answer yet?
No, she said yes.
Oh, congratulations. Good for you.
If she had it,
I guess you wouldn't be. I thought you asked and were like waiting a response. I didn't know if
I had to wait for her. If I had to wait for her response, I think I already got my answer.
All right, you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. No. So did you text? Did you ask her in person?
No, I asked her in person. We went canoeing our first date.
It's a good date.
It was cool.
It's a good date.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's a good date. Now, are you getting close to the meeting of the parents type of stuff there? Or?
Well, I actually already met him, but it was because
that's good.
Like she threw a party at her house. So she's originally from like a little bit an hour south from here, and she threw like a party, and I went out, so I met her parents.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, good for that. Good. Congratulations, man.
Moving
I'm happy
up in the world, I guess.
Moving up. That's where it all starts,
now
man.
Angelo's proposing. We're all moving up.
Hey, man. We're there. We're doing it. It's great stuff. All right, Thursdays, we do have the Bangalorian and Drew Garrison tonight. Let them know about that Skyline ranking. I'm sure they've already seen it. So they got you tonight for Big Play Cincinnati show. All coming up, bigplay.com. Check it out. Back for a Friday. Guards back in action tomorrow. We'll get our wagers rolling for that, and we'll send you off to the weekend, but we'll do it tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your golf. Enjoy your college football. Hey, reminder, 24 hours. You got 24 hours to hit that retweet at Matt Fontana Show for your chance to win a copy of EA College Football 25. For Ryan Tyler, I am Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.